come over here in the shade for a second. So I'm 3/4 of the way done with a wheel bearing, quick and dirty, definitely dirty wheel bearing job. Really all I'm doing is repacking the bearings. We're about to go on a camping trip. In fact, we leave today as soon as I'm done with this, and we pack. Got to get this done. I'm going to show you how I do this. Is it the right way to do it? I don't know. It's how I do it. I'm going to show you how I do packing of wheel bearings. This could be a bush fix. This is something that you would do like out in the wild if you had a little bind and needed to get back on the road fairly quickly. I'm going to show you what I do, the tools that I use, and that sort of thing, and we'll kind of discuss it as we go. I'm going to set you guys down and kind of get after this. But obviously, you're probably not going to have one of these out in the wild. Oh, I'm having a pinched nerve in my back. That's awesome. Dang it. Stupid. And I could care less about these little caps. They are not going back on. I've already yanked all the other ones off too. This was gonna be quick till the air conditioner. The air conditioner came on. No, that's an air compressor genius. Anyway, instead of hanging around waiting for that to stop, getting the center cap off of this is probably gonna be the hardest part of this. What I'm using is a tiny pry bar. Ooh, now I'm yelling. I'm using a tiny pry bar and a hammer. This angle is gonna help me. I'm gonna get behind it like that so that when I hit it, it's prying down and out at the same time. Once it pops a little bit loose, it's not so bad. Woo, see, boom, just like that. Cap is completely dry on the inside other than some remnants of that little green stuff down there that looks like oil. That's supposed to be grease. That used to be grease. You can tell that it's been overheating. It's just liquid at this point. I clean out as much of the old stuff as I can. I'm not getting crazy. Remember, this is supposed to be quick. Get that out. You're gonna need needle nose pliers to get the cotter pin out. So let's say you're on the back 40 and your hay trailer has a wheel bearing issue and it's coming on supper time. You got to get back home before all the grub's gone. You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely don't want to be late for dinner. I've done all of these without any sort of a wrench at all. The castle nut, they tighten it down till it stops and then they back it off just enough to get the cotter pin through. I've noticed that I can tighten it pretty tight and still get the cotter pin through. It tightens it just a little bit, and then there's a lot less play in the drum. Let's get this thing apart. This is one of the cleaner ones of the 4 that I've done. You just jiggle this till it starts to come out and hold your hand underneath. You don't want your bearing falling in the dirt. You want to keep these as clean as you can. For now, I'm just going to set this aside because we're going to deal with the inside bearing first. So I'm going to try to clean that. So now clean your hands a little bit so you're not making a huge mess. Pull that straight off. I do a quick examination. You're going to see brake dust fall out of there. That's no big deal. Ooh, this one's really dirty on the inside though. So the grease that they used was green, so anything that's not green is dirt, dust, brake dust, that sort of thing. And again, I'm not getting crazy with this. I'm just wiping it out with the shop towel to get rid of as much of that black stuff as reasonably as I can. Just using my finger down through here to get some of that out. Reach a little farther down in and get some of that that's deeper in. Cool. Clean the seal a little bit so it's not got dust and dirt on it. I'm going to set this aside for 1 second while I clean the spindle. And again, just doing a simple wipe down. And while I'm in here, I'm looking at the springs, the shoe pads, the brakes, all those things, just to make sure everything looks good, normal, not worn, etc. But anyway, you got to get back home, right? You got to get there before the dinner bell. We literally had a dinner bell on the farm that my grandma would ring. We could hear it clear down on the fields, as long as the tractors weren't blaring in our ears and whatnot. Okay, so that's done. Next thing you're going to need is your high temperature wheel bearing. And some of you are reading this right here. In fact, I'll show you a little closer here. High temperature disc brake. Troy, that's disc brake, that's a drum brake, that's not going to work. Let me show you exactly how much I care about that. If you turn this around and read the fine print, you'll see that I'm right and you're wrong. Premium grease for chassis and high temperature wheel bearings. Certified for HD chassis lubrication and disc brake wheel bearings and other wheel bearings, it even says. If it's good enough for HD high definition, it's good enough for these brakes, I'll tell you that. Here's how I do it. There's going to be 25 comments about that's not the right way to do it, that's not how it's supposed to be done. What I said, this is how I do it. I just take a fingerful and I go between the bearing and the seal. And I just pack it in there. I didn't get quite enough for this one, so I'm going to get a little bit more. Oh man, that pinched nerve in my back is killing me. It's going to be fun camping. Alright, yep, so just pack it in there. Doesn't have to be stupid crazy. You don't have to pack it so that all the air bubbles are gone or anything like that. Now I'm going to get one more scoop and I'm going to put it farther down in on the inside, or actually technically that's the outside of that bearing. Same thing, but on the other side of the bearing. Get your finger down on the other side of it and then just work your way around it. And it's going to look like it's making a huge mess in there, but it's just greasing everything up. The right way to do is to pull that seal out and repack that bearing before you put it all back in. I know that. We're not doing it right. I'm showing you how I do it. Generally, I wipe this down a little bit so that I'm putting a little bit of grease on both sides of that seal. That also re-lubricates the seal, make sure it stays pliable. It's okay to pack some down on the outside of that and just kind of run it around down in there. That just makes sure that that thing doesn't go dry too and cause you a leak. So nothing wrong with that. Make sure if you spill any grease down on that surface down there, that's the electric brake surface. Make sure you wipe that up. Once you're that far, you can put this back on. Just line it up carefully. Slide it back into place until it seats. At this point, I generally wipe my hands clean once. So I'm starting with fresh cleanliness. And get a new towel for the next step. Turn our attention to the inside bearing. And this one, I'm going to wipe down pretty good. I'm not going to get it crazy again. I'm not attacking it with brake clean or anything like that. And you can tell that this is fairly dry because, well, because of how it is. But it spins just a little bit too easy. A packed bearing doesn't spin that easy. Alright, packing a bearing. You guys who have watched my channel before have seen me do this. Get a glob in the palm of your hand and just start forcing it with your palm up into all those bearings, into the race. And this one, I don't care to wipe it clean because I want some grease down that inside channel again. So whatever's left over in my palm, which is still a pretty decent glob, I'm gonna take and force down in the hub. That's gonna leave extra grease down the inside so that if you're in a bind again, you have grease on hand. To work with. There's the old washer. Give it a quick wipe down to get any dirt and debris off of it. Again, nothing crazy. My hands are still dirty. Dirty from the clean grease. Put that in place. This one here, same deal. Wipe some of that green grease away. Don't want to leave paper towel residue though. Alright. Let's put this on. And as long as your wheel hub is seated all the way in, you should be able to get that down pretty tight. Clean up some of my mess here. Wipe around the edge here. Okay, and then before I clean my hands too much, I take the center cap and I get a good old scoop full again, and I put it right in the cap. This is a reserve for if you're out in the wild and you don't happen to have your tub of grease with you. You don't want to put too much in there, or you won't be able to get the cap on. So just enough to kind of grease the wheel bearing again if you need to. I'll tap that with a hammer to close it off, and you're done. Quick cleanup, put the wheel back on, and you're back before the dinner bell. I just left this camera running the whole time. Let's see how much time that took. 16 minutes. And I was talking to you during part of it, so you could actually share a beverage with a friend while you're doing wheel bearings. You know what you forgot to remind me to do? Put the cotter pin back in. So now I got to get that center cap off again, put the cotter pin on, and then we're off for dinner. Double check all your things. And remember, this is supposed to be quick and dirty. More dirty than quick. I probably have it all over my face, in fact. Perfect. But anyway, this is Troy with DIY Home and Auto, showing you how to do a quick and dirty, very quick and dirty, mostly dirty, wheel bearing job slash bush fix, whatever. If you're out in the sticks and need to do this, just keep some basic tools on hand. You just never know. Road trips, that sort of thing. This could potentially save your bacon. You're welcome. Speaking of bacon, make it back to that dinner before supper's gone. You know what I'm saying? Them eats is good. Give me a thumbs up if you think I deserved it. Please subscribe. Got more stuff coming. Check the links down below. Ring that bell. That makes some magical thing happen on the back end, and all of a sudden you know when I post new things. Got some cool stuff going. Also, don't forget to check the links down below for affiliate links to the tools and the products that I use in this video and other videos. Again, those are affiliate links, and those help support the channel, and I really appreciate that. More than you know. Helps more than you think it does, so that I can keep doing projects like this. Check playlists, that sort of thing. I already said that. It's perfect. Genius. We're gonna head off camping, so appreciate you guys watching and following along, and we'll see you guys in the next video.